Hello, in this video we're gonna perform a benchmark test between Nothing Phone 3A Pro, which is on my left side, and the Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus. Okay, so let's begin. So, in the beginning I would tell you that we're gonna be using the Geekbench 6 app on both of the phones. So let's enter the app, and first we're gonna perform the CPU benchmark. So also below we have the information about the device, such as model, operating system, CPU, cluster 1 and cluster 2, and same thing on the second phone, on the Nothing phone. Okay, so let's simply run the test. Let's click on this blue button, run CPU benchmark. Okay, it's gonna take a while, so you need to be patient, and we need to wait until we get our results. Okay, so as you can see, we have now our results. So when it comes to the single core score, the Infinix has it on the level 727, and the Nothing on the 1208 on the single core. And when it comes to the multi-core score, the Infinix has 1981, and his enemy has 3308 points. So in both categories, with the single and multi-core, the Nothing comes better. But it's good to remind that this phone, the Nothing, costs more than the Infinix Hot 50 Pro. So the differences are around, when it comes to the single core, it's around 500 points. And when it comes to the multi-core, it's almost 1.5, I would say. Okay, also below, when we will scroll down, we have the system information. You can see everything right in here and read it for yourself. Also below we have the CPU information. You can also read it. Okay, below the memory information. It's good to remind that this phone has more, as you can see, 12 gigabytes when this have 7.5. Which is more like this is 8 gigabytes and here is 12. Okay, again, the single core performance, we can see it in here, and also the data that wasn't on the top, which is the integer score and the floating point score. So on the Nothing phone it's 1273, on the Infinix it is 748, and the floating point score is 1095 on the Nothing phone and 689 on the Infinix. Okay, below again we have other information such as file compression, navigation, and other information. You can read it for yourself right in here. Okay, and now again the multi-core performance, and again we have the multi-core score, and below the integer score and the floating point score, just like in the single core performance, the same information. So the integer score on the Infinix is 1966 and 3229, I'm sorry, on the Nothing phone, and the floating point score is 3461 on the Nothing and the 2008 on the Infinix. So you can see the comparison right in here when it comes to the points, which phone looks better, but I will remind you that this phone is more expensive than this one. Okay, below again we have information such as file compression, navigation, HTML5 browser, PDF renderer, and many other. You can again see it for yourself. Okay, so that's all information I could have shown you. But now let's perform the GPU benchmark. So let's run the test let's click on those two blue buttons, and again we need to wait until we see our results. So okay, so now we have our answers. So when it comes to the Infinix, the GPU OpenCL score is 1451, and on the Nothing phone it is 3302 points. Okay, and also below again we have the system information, the CPU information, the memory information, and all the information that I described before and I was showing you. But when it comes to the OpenCL performance, under the CL score we also have another information such as background blur, face detection, horizon detection, and many others. You can see them right in here and what points are they on. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you find this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.